Last time on And Other Horizons.
We got a new home and spent weeks sorting him out. So we could hit the road again, meet some friends, and get Mon to her flight to Brazil.
Just left Mon at the airport and driving through Slovenia at the moment and going to get to Croatia today. Kind of sprinting a little bit to get to Montenegro because of Brexit. I'm only allowed 90 days in a rolling 180 days inside the zone, the Schengen zone, and that ends at Croatia.
There was rain. There was a lot of driving. And then, in the middle of Croatia, there was this remote camp spot. It wasn't a bad last night in the Schengen zone for a while, but it was back on the road early the next day to continue through Croatia and on to Montenegro.
Driving through Croatia, making good progress, but really weird moment. Just drove down the same road that we drove back on, taking the van back to the UK. Exactly the same road, full of fresh fruit stores and juices, and just so weird to be back on that same road in this vehicle. Felt like it was yesterday.
And after much driving on tarmac, finally made it into Montenegro and found a spot on the cliffs for a spectacular evening overlooking Risen Bay. And as morning rose, it was time to get this beast off the tarmac and onto the rough stuff, something we'd been waiting for.
We wanted to get to more remote places, so I'm really psyched. We've had some insight from some friends who have done it, and they said it's really easy. So going to be really cautious, go really careful, and spend a few days in the mountains. Trail I'm going to do is part of the TET. The TET is a series of off-road trails that traverse all across Europe and through the Balkans, and this is just a short part of it. I think it's about 50 kilometers or so easily doable in a day, but I'm going to take it slow, stop, camp, and just enjoy the mountains. Here we go.
In Sully, it felt like the missing piece of our journey was finally falling into place. This trail was more than a path. It was a gateway to boundless horizons. The freedom we craved was out here. I could almost hear the mountains whisper adventure, and the valleys beyond call with dreams yet to be realised.
This is going to be our first camp spot, properly off-road. What an amazing landscape. Yeah, super excited to be out here tonight. The trail was a little bit more rugged back here. Bit of a mess, but we'll sort it.
If you're enjoying this adventure and want to join us as we hit more off-road tracks and visit more remote places, please subscribe.
Magical first evening in the mountains. Just been incredible. Busy. Just trying to take pictures and eat and shower and everything else, but just amazing. The only thing missing is Mon. This feels exactly what we were missing and what we wanted. So so excited for her to be back and for us to explore other trails and have more experiences like this.
Really beautiful morning in the mountains. Didn't sleep brilliantly. I think I was just buzzing with excitement. Having a little bit of breakfast, and then I'll do the vehicle checks and everything else, and then we'll continue along.
Beautiful morning drive. Bit more on tarmac than I thought it would be, but yeah, beautiful. And I've arrived at this little lake with barking dogs and roosters. Yeah, it's like a little village, so I'm going to grab a bite to eat, chill, and then I'll just head on.
After writing a short note in the cafe book and getting our "And Other Horizons" sticker on the window, I was off. Back on the trail. Back in our Defender.
Coming down the mountain road, smelt some fuel, identified there was a leak coming from around the fuel injectors. Having spoke to a mechanic in the UK, a great mechanic called Simon at 4x4 Performance, don't think it's the injector itself, but maybe it's the kind of the fuel runoff. Maybe one of those cables was a little bit loose. I'm just going to make my way slowly down the mountain and just keep stopping at a few points and just manage the situation. So yeah, hopefully all good.
It was a sobering moment, and I'm grateful to the fantastic Defender community. Thanks, Simon. And I'm so glad I had phone connection.
Come about 5k further down the track, so it's one of the leak-off pipes, the diesel leak-off pipes connecting the fuel injectors. So I've cleaned that up again, and I'm just going to slowly go down the mountain and just keep managing the situation. And then later today, or potentially tomorrow, I will basically go to a garage or anywhere where I can get the right hose to just fit these, because I think these are quite old and worn. Learning as we go, but glad it's not anything more serious, and it's something that's quite fixable. Onwards. Probably won't be much filming. Oh, so I got off the main trail, pissing down rain. Look at that! Can you hear it? Oh, so one more stop. Yeah, still leaking. In fact, I think there's maybe a couple. So I'm going to make it to a camp spot and then, yeah, chill, refresh, and yeah, deal with this problem in the coming days.
The rain hammered down over the next few days, but neither the rain or diesel leak-off pipes could dampen my spirit. Being off-road had been monumental, and now I had company to help me with my maintenance chores. From the daily engine checks and fixing those broken leak-off pipes, to the fluid checks, from the diffs to the transfer box, and just checking every component to make sure Sully was tracking straight and true.
So I left the camp spot that I'd been at for a few days. Really nice to just stop and rest, recoup after I think a busy period, and arrived at where I think we're going to spend the night tonight. And well, look at this.
was nice to mix up the off-road trails with some sunrise and sunset photography. Journeying down the coast from the river bend, I found my way to Sveti Stefan and its iconic exclusive island for a tranquil sunset. If you want to stay connected with our adventure, come join us on Instagram for daily stories and even the odd overland musing. The days of solo travel were coming to an end. There was time for some hiking through the forests of the Lovcen National Park, taking in the panorama from the mountains, and thinking about the adventures of the coming days. There was just time to take in the infamous Serpentine Road and watch one more sunset over the city of Kotor, which unbelievably I still haven't set foot in. Perhaps soon. Time for one last meat feast before the vegetarian was back in our midst. And then it was off to the airport to regain the missing companion of this overland adventure.